Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome to the course Partial Differential Equation offered by Mathematics Department of IIT Kharagpur. Myself, Professor Ashish Ganguly. So, the first lecture module is on motivational introduction. You see, whenever we have a multivariate function, then we have a partial derivatives of first order, second order, and so on. And so, any physical law, when we are going to apply, then we will end up a partial differential equation. This very fact was noticed as old as late 18th century. And hence after that, various mathematicians, physicists, and many other researchers from across field started devoting on only partial differential equation. How to solve it? This is the first query. And so, the theory of partial differential equation came. Today, I will take two examples from two diversified fields. One is from geometry, another is from physical science. I will show two examples that how partial differential equation arises, so that you can understand the importance of study of this partial differential equation. First, let me show you the reference list and all others teachers name. So let me show you by sharing screen partial differential equation course, and myself, Professor Ashish Ganguly. I am coordinating this course, and with me my colleague Professor Harishankar Mahato will also deliver some module on this course from Mathematics Department. Today's lecture is on motivational introduction. It is delivered by myself. Note some reference. I have given here for you 3 references. However, there are many other textbooks you can go through. Okay. As I told you, I will show you some examples. So let me see. I will use my tablet to show you this. Okay. Okay, now let me open the interface software. I hope that you can see my board now. So, okay. First example I will take from physical science. It is the classical example of vibration of string. Okay. For simplicity, we will consider some assumptions like assumptions I am noting down here. First of all, string is flexible. And elastic. So that tension in the string, which I will denote by capital T, is in the direction of tangential force. Second assumption is no elongation of a single segment of a string. So this means by Hooke's law, T constant. Next is weight of string. Okay, is small, negligible compared to tension T. Next assumption, deflection. Small compared to length of string compared to length L of string. Next assumption, slope of displacement or displaced string at any point is small compared to unit in our scale. And last assumption is vibration will be purely transverse, only transverse vibration. Okay. Now let us write down the equation of motion. So what we are considering here? We consider a stretched string. Stretched string of length L. Tied or fixed at both ends at x equal to 0 and at x is equal to L. Okay. Psi xt, I am using the dependent variable as psi, which is function of two independent variables x and t. X is position and t is time. So psi xt characterizes position of string at time t. So to find equation of motion, after an initial disturbance is given. In any way, say maybe you pluck the string from little, so the string should not be torn up. So make a little disturbance from midpoint and you let it go. Okay, so an initial disturbance after an initial disturbance. And we also assume there is no external force. For simplicity, there is no external force we are assuming. So we only consider tension. So how to write down equation of motion? Let's see. Let us write down a sketch. Suppose this x-axis and y-axis, and at any time t, there is a profile of psi, and we are considering a small arc on that. So let's say this is the small arc. Let's say it is its origin, x-axis. So let's say it is at x, and this is a neighboring point at x plus delta x. And this arc length is, let's say, delta s. Okay. So here at that point and this point, tension is working. So at this point, tension is of course along tangent, and this direction, let's say here the angle is alpha, so that the vertical component, which will be downwards, is t sine alpha. We are only considering vertical. Similarly here, there will be at this point, there will be another force, tension T, and let's say it is taking the angle beta, so that this time vertical will be T sine beta, right? Let's say it is A and this is B. So by this diagram, we see that in vertical direction, upward vertical, force is T sine beta minus T sine alpha. Okay. And since beta alpha small, so we can write it as T times beta minus, no, we will make another assumption. Okay, later on we will do that. We will do beta alpha small means we can write, of course, sine beta is approximately equal to tan beta. We want tan, same thing. So that here, because we want slope of tangent, so tan is good idea. So here we can write T times tan beta minus tan alpha. Okay. Now we will apply simply Newton's second law. Newton's second law, which means F equal to mass times acceleration. So that means T tan beta minus tan alpha is equal to, let's say density is rho, line density. So we multiply it by delta S arc length, so we get m, and acceleration must be del square psi del t square. So I am using suffix. Okay. Now this tan alpha, this we know from calculus, that tan alpha is psi x at the point xt, and tan beta, which is at the neighboring point B at x plus delta x. So tan beta is psi x, x plus delta x t. So what do we get here? So therefore we get psi x, x plus delta x t minus psi x xt by delta x. I am telling you how this delta x came. This equal to rho by capital T psi tt, where delta S is actually approximately delta x. Why? Since slope is small. Remember the assumption? So slope is small, so we can say this. Now take limit as delta x tends to 0. What we will get? Psi xx equal to c square psi tt, where I am taking c square is t by rho. So these things what I derive right now within a minute, you see, this is called one-dimensional wave equation. Why one-dimensional? Because one position variable is only one, x. Okay, so it is one-dimensional and it is called actually wave equation. This we will study later. I will discuss this in detail, this wave equation. But today I actually showed you a mathematical modeling of vibration of a string. Okay, you pluck a string at both ends and you make an initial disturbance and there will be vibration there. So you see, to derive this from simply Newton's second law, we will end up a celebrated PDE, which we will discuss later in detail. This is called wave equation. Okay, so this is one example, as I told you, I have taken from physical science. Okay, next, let us consider some example from geometry. Okay. Let us consider hyperbolic paraboloid. Hyperbolic paraboloid. I am taking standard form z equal to x square by a square minus y square by b square. Okay. Let me draw this this surface roughly. So it is like, you know, and this part maybe okay. Okay. Let me draw some lines here to understand the 3D things. Okay. here also some lines. Okay, more or less a rough sketch. And this is origin. From here, this is y-axis, z-axis, x-axis. Okay. Now, as you know, from the theory of several variables, that interpretation of the partial derivatives del z del x and del z del y in the context of increasing and decreasing behavior of the function dependent variable z, this depends on, in contrast to the ordinary derivative, this time it depends on how we move, in which direction we are moving. That means, you see here, this is origin. If you move along y-axis, keeping, okay, along y-axis if you move, you see z this time increasing. But if you move along x-axis, you will see z decreasing. From the graph we understand this. Let us compute zx. From the equation, zx is simply 2x by s square. So we see it is less 0 for all x less 0, so decreasing. And zy is minus 2y by b square, okay, which is greater 0 for all y less 0, so that it is increasing. Now let us level the equation of surface, this hyperbolic parabola, as 1, and we differentiate it. Let us level it as 2 and let us level it as 3. Now you do one thing, eliminate a and b from these 3 equations. It is very simple. When you eliminate these, you will see you will get 2z, let me use different ink. So you will get 2z, okay, and x by 2x by s square is zx, so 2z equal to x zx plus y zy. So this is 4. So you see 4 is PDE. So in geometrical context, again you see we get a PDE starting from surface 1, right? So this PDE you can say is the alternative of this one. And of course this means that surface 1 is a solution. Solution of PDE4. So what we got, again let me write. We start from surface. We take a known surface, z equal to x square by s square minus y square by b square. By a rough sketch of the graph, we understand that appropriately what is the interpretation of del z del x and del z del y. Okay, and then we eliminate AB from 1 and these two equations, zx equal to 0 and zy equal to 0, and we got a PD. Let me see what we got there. Okay, 2z into x zx plus y zy, this one. So 2z equal to x zx. Zx means we many times we use this symbol small p. Okay, small p x plus small p y. Always remember p, we will frequently use these things. P is del z del x and q is del z del y. So this is first order PD. So if we label it as 4, the point is that from here you can say that 1 is solution of PD4. But one thing remember, that conversely if you solve equation 4, solving equation 4, you will get family of surfaces, okay, of which one will be the given surface, hyperbolic parabola, but you will get family of surfaces. In the next modules, you will actually learn how to solve this kind of first order PD. My purpose today is to give you examples from geometry and from physical science to motivate you to make you understand the importance of PD. Okay. For example, you see, suppose for a surface, suppose we don't know the surface equation, but for a surface we know that the ratio of okay, let me write in this way. 1 minute. Okay. Let's say z equal to fx, surface equation, but f is unknown. Okay. So, but we know the ratio P and Q, that means del z del x and del z del y are proportional. So geometrical property proportional to, let's say, x and y at any point P, x, y. So therefore we have PD. We have PD because it is nothing but P by Q equal to x by y. So that means we again get a first order PD. In fact, it is first order linear PD. In the next module, we will learn these things, the classification as linear, semi-linear, quasi-linear and non-linear PD. Okay. So this is the introduction of partial differential equation, and from next modules my colleague Professor Mahato will come and he will cover the few modules, okay, all the basic, starting from the basic things, order, degree, classification of PDs as linear, semi-linear, quasi-linear, non-linear, solution of first order linear PD, by Lagrange's method, solution of first order nonlinear PDE by Chappuis method, okay, second order linear PDE with constant coefficients, how to find solutions, also second order PDE with variable coefficients, classification as elliptic, parabolic, hyperbolic. Up to this, my colleague Professor Mahato will cover, and then at the advanced stage of the course, I will come back and discuss three separate modules devoting on three celebrated equations. One is wave equation. Today you see in a mathematical modeling in a vibration of string how this wave equation arises. So we have to study, I will discuss to find the solution, analytical solution of wave equation with different boundary conditions. I will also discuss heat equation, another celebrated equations, and also I will discuss Laplace equation. So these three fundamentally important PDE that I will discuss at the advanced stage of the course. Lastly, our course here focus to find analytical solution of all kind of partial differential equations. Okay, so this completes motivational introductions on my part. Myself, Professor Ashish Ganguly from Mathematics Department of IIT Kharagpur. From next module, my colleague Professor Mahato from Mathematics Department will come and cover a few modules. Then I will come back again. Okay. Okay. So, thank you.